everyone. Today we're making gnocchi. We're making gnocchi with butternut squash. Basically, gnocchi are dumplings. You can make gnocchi with just about anything that will mash. So here we have some roasted squash, and I roasted just a small squash. And I sprinkled it with salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil, and I roasted it face down. And it only took about 45 minutes, and we're just going to scoop that all out. Obviously, we've cleaned out the squash, cleaned out all the seeds. Okay. So we've taken all the flesh out of the skin of the butternut squash, and now I just want to add that you can use acorn squash, you can use spaghetti squash, sweet potato. I've made them with sweet potatoes and they are delicious. And you can, anything, just try anything, and I'm sure you will be successful as long as you can get it into a mash like this. That is what we want. So I've just gone ahead and mashed it a bit more with my fork, and it's looking like I have about 2 cups there. And I've reserved this, guys, because my dog happens to love vegetable skins, and squash, she adores squash, and I think a lot of dogs do. So I'm just gonna reserve that and give it to her as a treat. So don't throw that away. I have 2 cups of flour already measured out, and I have a cup of flour on reserve. We never know how gnocchi are going to come together until we kind of get our hands in there. Every flour is different. So for now, we've done the 2 cups of flour. That incorporated a bit. Now I just want to also add that the squash is cooled down a little bit, still a tiny bit warm but not hot. So I decided to do squash because we're trying to keep our calories down and incorporate more veggies. So I'm going to serve these with a nice veggie primavera type of sauce. You're going to want to do 1 egg. So with your reserve flour, you just don't want your dough super sticky, which is another reason why we roasted the squash and not boiled it, because we don't want to add water to our dough. It's a little sticky, so I'm just going to sprinkle some more flour. And basically that's how you judge. That looks about right. So be prepared that they are a touch stickier than potato, but you don't want to make the mistake in making them too hard by adding too much flour. So just sprinkle as needed. This is going to be a bit of a softer dough. also think that roasting your squash is more flavorful than just boiling it. And it roasts so easy. Like I said, 350 in the oven, 45 minutes, and it was done. Okay, that looks right. So you can see it's a softer dough than gnocchi. That's okay. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and cut some, and what I like to do in particular with gnocchi, using ingredients that you're not comfortable with having worked with them in the past as far as making gnocchi, I like to keep a little pot on the stove boiling, and as I roll my first batch here, my first roll, I test my gnocchi, and that is going to tell me if I need to add more flour. So I like to keep them a little bit, like I said, these are softer, so be prepared, they're softer. So just to be 100% sure that I have the right chew to my gnocchi, I've gone ahead and I've cooked a few. And this is what you're looking for. So these are soft, they're pillowy light, and they're so good. Oh my goodness, so good. Sweet. If you like a harder gnocchi, feel free to add the flour. We like ours pretty soft, so I think these are just perfect. So I'm just going to demonstrate again the rolling process, and I do want to add that I did use another half a cup of flour here with getting the dough non-sticky here. They're harder to roll, even for me, who's been making gnocchi forever, are a little harder to roll. Actually, what we should be doing is putting that on a wood surface. It makes it easier. See, they don't balloon up as much as potato gnocchi, but if you've cut them too big, just cut them in half. And see how they're much more delicate? So handle with care. They won't keep the same shape, as you can see. You definitely want to toss them in the flour so that they don't stick together. Let's try a little more. My dog is patiently waiting for some to fall on the ground. So funny. I don't like giving my dogs table food, but I always say what's healthy for you has got to be healthy for your dog. And you are definitely going to need more than just a cup reserve of flour, because you do need to keep it floured as you cut them and shape them. That's it, guys. Squash gnocchi. I'll come back finished product when I'm ready to cook these and make the sauce in which I'm going to serve them. We are ready to do our sauce and topping for our butternut squash gnocchi, and here we have some sliced zucchini, sliced onion. We're going to chop our garlic. We have some sliced peppers and some chopped broccoli. Olive oil. We're going to do a squirt of lemon juice, and also I have some chicken broth simmering, and it's all going to be sauteed in a pan. And here we have our boiled water, or water starting to boil for our gnocchi. Okay, olive oil. Onions and peppers in first. In goes the garlic. I also have ready some chili pepper and some black pepper and some salt. The chili, not too much. And we're going to throw in our zucchini. And we're going to add in our broccoli, last bit of our vegetables. So there was some salt added to the mixture. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more. And some pepper. You're going to cook that to your desired tenderness of your veggies. Squirting some lemon juice. Just gonna add some chicken broth. About a cup worth. You can also do white wine in here. I chose to do lemon juice for a nice fresher taste. We've got our gnocchi going. And when they come to the top, we are going to remove them and throw them in our sauce. Okay, so our gnocchi have floated to the top and we just want these to cook another minute. Well, they've been floating to the top for a while now. Okay, we're just going to remove. Give those a toss. And then we have some fresh Parmesan cheese that I just grated. Turn that off. We're going to let that sit 5 minutes before we serve. Butternut squash gnocchi with primavera sauce.